Hello, everyone. I am excited about the story that we have this morning. We are talking about one of the most incredible things ever in the Bible that happened early in the Bible, in the book of Genesis. In fact, it's in Genesis chapter 11. And if you want to read this story before you watch this video, you can read Genesis chapter 11 from verse 1 to verse 9. But I'm going to give you a bit of a summary of how it all happens and what happens. And what is going on is there's a whole pile of people who speak the same language. Everyone is speaking the same language. I think we take it for granted that we understand people, you know? Our moms and dads speak the same language as us, and we can understand what they're saying, and they can understand what we're saying. And man, it makes things so much simpler, doesn't it? Understanding what someone's saying and what someone's asking. But now all of these people in this area decide to build a tower. They decide to build this massive tower. And the reason they decide to build a tower is so that they can become famous. That is all they wanted to do. They wanted to be known all over the world, to have this incredibly big tower. And we know the story to be the Tower of Babel. All of these men and women are working on the tower, and they're getting high, and they're like, wow, maybe we'll even reach God. Maybe we'll even get up there. We're going to get this tower to be so tall and so incredible and so magnificent, and everyone's going to think we're so amazing. God looks down from heaven and he sees what's going on, and he already knew what was going on. We know God knows everything already. And he says, wow, not bad. Not bad. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to confuse their language. He's going to make certain people speak English, and other people are going to be speaking French, and others are going to be speaking Arabic, and others are going to be speaking Japanese, and others are going to be speaking Chinese, and some people are going to be speaking who knows what. You know, there's going to be all of these languages. And in this moment of confusion in language, God creates the nations of the world. So what happens is these men and women are working on the tower, and God confuses the language of everybody that's there. And everyone starts to realize that they're not speaking the same language, and they can't actually communicate well with one another. But those people who know what each other is saying, they start to group together. And they start to go off on their own, and this building project is abandoned. This building project is abandoned, and the people of Babel, the Tower of Babel, the people who wanted to build it, are famous not because they have this incredible tower, but because God created different languages in this moment. And when we think about our relationship with God, and we think about what He's called us to do, we need to be building what He wants us to build. We need to be doing what He wants us to do. We need to be involved in what He has called us to be involved in and what to do. We can't be going off and doing our own thing. And so the first thing I want to say this morning is, or the first question I want to ask this morning is, whose building are we building? Whose building are we building? Am I building something that I can be more famous for? Am I doing things in my life and at my school that will make me more famous? Or am I doing things in my life and at my school that will make my God more famous? That will make Jesus more famous? And added onto that, definitely completely a part of that, is whose glory am I seeking? Am I looking to be praised and adorned with medals every time I do something right? Or am I looking to give all the praise and all the glory to God in my life? The people who were building the Tower of Babel, they wanted all the praise and all the glory for themselves. They completely forgot about who God was. And they said, we will be known around the world for this incredible work that we do. Why is it you do things? Are you looking to be praised and acknowledged? Or are you looking for people to see and hear about Jesus and the good news for maybe the first time? Maybe the very first time. And another thing that we can take from this story is that God and what He wants is unstoppable. Unstoppable. If every man and woman on the face of the earth decided to do one thing and work together, God has the power to stop it if it's not for His glory. Now, if every man and woman on earth decided to get together and glorify God and praise his name and worship him and just live life like he called them to, he would never stop that, not ever. He would say, well done, my good and faithful servants. But if we as people had to gather and be disobedient to God and go against what he called us to, we wouldn't have enough power to stop God. God is unstoppable. Everything he wants to happen will happen. Now, we get to be an incredible part of his story. We get to be a partner in what God is doing. So are we building with God, or are we trying to build without him in our lives? There's a Bible verse much later on from Genesis chapter 11, and it's Philippians 4 verse 13. It says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Let me say it again. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Everything I can do through Christ because he strengthens me. Everything that I'm doing for Christ is from his strength and it's for him. Everything he's called me to do. But if we step outside of that, like the people who were trying to build this Tower of Babel, we don't have God with us. He's not encouraging us on. He's not strengthening us. In fact, he was against that, and he would be against anything we try to do that is not in his word and glorifying him. And so Philippians 4 verse 13, let me say it again because it's a great verse to memorize. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Who are you building for? Whose glory are you looking for? And God is unstoppable. Remember that this morning as you get to worship God with your family.